Okay, so there's the adapter plate on the engine, which we had made it for the transmission. But to start cutting this firewall, the false firewall out, the transmission does need to be dropped. Be sure to drain it first, and then you will unbolt from up top in the cabin. You will unbolt the bolts that hold the boot together. Now this little member right here that has 4 bolts in it. Make sure to unbolt those. Take the hose off the little nipple on top, and then you do have a wiring harness that goes down the passenger side of the transmission and wraps around the back to the driver's side. Take that off, and then you will also unbolt door.
Do I need to take them with me, or should I just be able to drop them?
So this is the harness I was telling you about. And you will also unbolt the slave cylinder and just kind of drape it wherever you need to. So, but yeah. Here we go. Yeah, see, I unbolted slave cylinder. It's just 2 bolts. You can start moving things out of the way. Get that false firewall cut out to make room to push everything back. All right, to show you what we're working with here on this false firewall. Now that I've got all the window cowl and stuff off of it, you can see my windshield wipers. But you see all this right here and all the way down here, this has to come out so that you can have more room for the engine. Yeah. So, just to show you guys, this is what it looks like as you start cutting it away. See how much room you have there. So, I will end up cutting, I will probably cut under steering shaft here. I will probably come up on this little lip right here, kind of following the pinch welds, sorry, the I forgot, the rib welds, whatever these are called, I can't remember. But anyways, I'll cut along the line, and I'm gonna follow that up. I'll probably end up coming in and cutting straight up here. I'll probably leave this on both sides. But yeah, I don't know if you can see it there, but I'm just kind of following the little line here. Eventually all this comes out. And then some of the transmission tunnel itself is the same way. I'll actually cut it out too. I don't know if you can see those lines, but I'll try to follow the line there and give myself a lot more room. I'm just using a cutoff wheel. I don't know if a plasma cutter would be more ideal in this situation. Probably, maybe, I don't know. Just be careful and wear your safety equipment. So I'm wearing welder's gloves and a face shield, and big thing is wearing the earplugs. So, but yeah, I'll show you this after I get it all cut out. Alright, so we've got some more of it cut out, and you can see that we're going around the steering column here. We're taking the steering column out so that I can get room to go around. Can I show you how we're doing here? Going very slow, cutting it away in chunks and pieces. That needs to be hot. But yeah, you can see, kind of just cut away. You don't want to cut into that back there. That's actually not what you want to cut. And you can slowly see that I'm cutting all of this away. And then, as you can see, I'm just cutting it right along the line there, the best I can. And then eventually I'll go back and I'll get all the welds and stuff out. pull apart here. Some of these are stubborn. There we go. Well, that's apart now. So, the little piece that was hung up here, I ended up cutting with an angle grinder and cutting all that off. But now that this is all been removed up here, I now have access to these spot welds underneath. So I gotta take all those out, or grind those down, and then I'll end up grinding some of the spot welds that go up and around here. And that will allow me to remove this whole tabletop piece. I don't know what to call that. But I'll be able to remove all that, and then I'll be able to remove all of this. Take some time. I have to use a hammer to beat it in there. But eventually, this piece right here, I'll be able to get all of this off of here and get this broken out. As you can see, there's light coming through now. Show you what we're looking at here. So pull the harness back. Now I'm starting to see the light through here. All this is starting to finally come apart. You can actually see that. As you can see, this whole piece comes off the wall. I still gotta get all these. So. So, as you can see, started pulling this off here. I ended up cutting this in half so I could grab it and pull. But yeah, eventually get all this off here. You notice like all this under the battery, a lot of that'll be cut out as well. So yeah, slowly but surely. So, as you can see, I've cut a lot of that out. Kind of cut along this little line right here. And then I'm slowly peeling that skin away from the transmission tunnel. And I'm just going to kind of follow that same line. You can kind of see where I've started cutting right there. And then this whole little piece comes out. And then I've left these pieces kind of toward the bottom here, so I can have something to, I'll probably end up just welding a plate to kind of cover this cavity here, which I am going to sand and coat all of this, make it nicer. Same thing for over here. I'll finish cutting the little box out around the steering column, and I'll end up plating that in too, so should be fun. Go. Whew, I'm wore out, but okay, so I ended up using a set of zip ties to pull my thing out of the way here, my steering shaft. And I was able to cut and remove that entire box that was around here. If you'll notice, I've kind of followed this specific line. I'll actually be taking a hammer and hitting a lot of this kind of flat, and then putting a plate in there to kind of clean it up. And then, as you can see, the transmission tunnel piece has finally been removed. You can kind of see all the little spot welds there. Kind of a pain to get to, but you can get there. I took a hammer and a chisel and made most of them come apart before I even got all the way through them with grinding. And then just kind of follow the same line on this side here. I'm going to do the same thing. And then, but now I have successfully removed a lot of the false firewall and part of that false transmission tunnel. Plating these kind of little areas here, kind of filling those in. But I should have enough room for the V8 now, hopefully. Obviously I'll probably be removing some more of the stuff up top here, like the harness and stuff will get removed. This big harness right here, I'll remove it, and then once we get the engine set down in here, get some motor mounts made. But yeah, that was it's a little tedious, but it works. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. But yeah, just kind of follow along with it, guys. We're trying our best to make something out of this. I've never done a swap like this. I've never done a V8 swap, so it should be fun. But yeah, and then hopefully we'll be ripping around. I'm trying to make IA by the fall. That's kind of the deadline I've set for myself. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but who knows? Hopefully we'll make it out there. As we start going through here, you'll notice the bolts are hitting here, but we're going to have to massage this this tunnel to fit everything properly. You can see we've already cut the false firewall stuff out. You know, we'll have to recondition a lot of that. Engine voice coming through. But yeah, we'll probably just beat it with a sledgehammer. So we got engine and transmission back out, and we've made a few more. So this is the rib that I was telling you that we've grinded down in order to clearance this. But now that the engine and everything's gonna be so far, yeah, let's get here, so far up. This guy right here, this is passenger side. We're gonna be cutting this off. So you can see we've marked it right here. I'm gonna lop that off there so we can get farther up in the transmission tunnel, have more side-to-side movement. I don't know, but this little nub right here will shave it. You can see
it's part of the casting.
Yeah, it's just part of the casting. But you can see it's been rubbing the trans tunnel. And then as we go into the trans tunnel here, like we've already massaged this upward a little bit, but we are going to have to, I don't know what we're going to do with this mark right here, Casey.
Beat it in.
Okay, so yeah, we're going to massage this in a little bit more and try to get a little more clearance in the inside of the trans tunnel. You can see where the transmission's been rubbing once we got the adapter plate on. But yeah, a little massaging action, a little cutting action. Should be good to go. Just a work in progress.